So here's a little piece that I'm experimenting on at the moment. I have a lot of pieces like this where they have got to a particular point and I've left them to work on others that are more advanced, in a more advanced state. And this is comprised of a selection of different types of fabric, African fabric, and then other plain fabric, hand-painted fabric here, and yeah, they've all come together and I've put different stitch techniques depending on how I was feeling at the time. So what I recently got was, I picked this up at the Artist Materials Bank. It was just a strip of material. It's like a foot by, I don't know, 5 or 6 feet, and the edges are fraying, so I took some of the one of the frays out, and the thread is actually quite strong. So I started thinking, oh, it might look quite nice on some of the pieces, because I don't have this particular, it's like a teal, I guess. I don't have this particular colour in thread, so I wanted to see how it would look. So all I've started doing was I did some French knots, and I've cut a piece of the material, and it's on the plainest bit of this whole piece. So I'm now just going to stitch, and it's very easy to get the thread. So you just find, so I just found the next piece on here that may have been hanging off, and I just pull it, and there I have the thread. So I'm going to pull off a few more, so I've got a good enough supply, and then I can still do other things with the material. So I just wrap it up until I'm ready to use it, and it'll be good to go. So we're just gonna work on this bit, and so all I'm doing is attaching this, just using a simple straight stitch. I hadn't yet decided exactly, I should be wearing a thimble as well, exactly what kind of pattern, or whether there's going to be beads. I do have beads this colour, so the glint of the beads on that particular section might be nice. And I don't know, do you want me to come in a bit? It's always nice to see a bit more of the detail on the piece. And so as you can see, it's literally just a series of straight stitches, and this is what I would normally do with small pieces like this. This is how they kind of start off. I start off by just laying them down, collage, and then I pin them down, and then sometimes, like with this particular piece here, I hand stitched it all together, and then these are 4 pieces that I brought together, and then I put it under the machine and just kind of brought them all together, and ready for the next stage, which would be more hand stitching and embellishment. But for now, I'm just going to, I just thought, let me just add this bit. Let me add some French knots to kind of tie it into this piece, so it's not just like I've just laid, put this here without any rhyme or reason. So I'll show you how I do my French knots. So I'll take it through, and you won't actually see it as clear as you would here, but I'm gonna put the French knots down here and then bring this up here, bring these up here, and it's really just, again, just plain. So I wrap what's that, 3, 4, 5, I'll go for 6, and then I reinsert the needle back into the point that it came out of. I push the needle through, holding on to this particular piece, and then I pull the needle through, holding on, keeping it taut, and then avoiding pulling up any other threads, and yeah, just pull it through. That's French knot. I'm going to maybe try make it a little bit bigger. You wrap it a bit more, so I'm going to wrap it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll see how we get on with that. Sometimes it doesn't work and it gets like, the needle goes through, but then it unravels, and then you're left with having to do something with it. You see, it's started to misbehave already. Yeah, sometimes you can just put too many through. Okay, there we go. So I don't think I'll be doing 7. I think I'll just stick to 5 or 4, because this, I've never worked with this as a thread, and so I still really need to see how it handles itself when I'm sewing on different materials. So we know that if you pull too much through, it puckers up and then it can be a disaster, which you don't want. But it is a nice activity to get on with, and you have to take your time. What's that? You have to take your time, and there's so much room for doing different designs and different things on the piece itself. And you just have to allow your imagination to take you away, really, and not feel, oh my gosh, I can't do that because, you know, it's not going to look right or anything. A lot of people will see. See if I can rescue it. I'm not sure that I can. Nope. Oh, yeah. Excellent. This is, yeah, you'd use a smoother thread to work with this, but it's okay. 3, 4, 5. Remember to hold on to that. Ooh, nearly got my finger there. I know others do it and it just looks so much more delicate, but you do it whatever way you can. But this is a nice meditative way to start your day. And when I was in my when I first started this, I was doing it a lot. I was, you know, finding lots of bringing together lots of fabrics and things like that. So I'm trying to decide what shape I want this to have, whether actually maybe I'll bring it round here. But I just kept I just kept putting fabrics together, and because I was enjoying it, and because like as I said, I was going by how I felt. I then, if I didn't feel like working on a piece, I would just do another piece. Or if a fabric was inspiring me to put together with, as I say, you know, working on another piece, I would, and not feel bad about it. And there's not this unfinished syndrome feeling that you've got loads of pieces that are unfinished. It's just like they're all in different stages of development. And so sometimes what I would do is, if I feel, okay, they all need to go through the sewing machine, then I'll do that, and I will just spend my time, say maybe doing several, but just doing the fabric stitching and not doing anything else. Just doing the fabric stitching on the machine and not anything else. And so you get all your machine pieces done at the same time. And it's not to say that even after they've been through the machine that they don't need to go through it again. And I would maybe do that again, like if I was doing backing, but I wouldn't do like if I was doing backing for, I wouldn't do backing for more than one at a time. I'd work on one and get it to another point, or like maybe I'd work on one and put the backing on. I would just pin it on, and then if another one was speaking to me, I would go and do that one and then come back. So it really is looking at how you're feeling, and we're just gonna continue to work on this one, and just take your time. And just be careful, so I'm not working with a thimble, so I've had many accidents where it's gone through the blunt end, this end of the needle has gone through my fingers. So yeah, you just take your time and you do whatever stitches are speaking to you. So I know a few stitches. I like the look of the French knot, and will incorporate it in some of the pieces. A lot of the pieces that I've done at the moment, there are still additional embellishments that I want to put on it, so I might go in, and even if I've done the backing, but because I did that particular piece before I learned how to do the French knot, then I would work on that piece. So I have been looking at, there's this Sew for the Soul book that a lot of people have been working on, and I mean, you can start whenever you want. I've just got a lot of other things on that I thought, well, maybe if I get, I was thinking maybe if I get all the pieces done that I have, then maybe look at doing it afterwards, but I'll have to give it another thought, because I mean, yeah, you don't want too many projects kind of looming, and I've got quite a few on the go, and some other things coming up. So I like that. The other thing that I might do on here is do some French knots in a different colour, or as I say, add some beading. I've got some really nice beads this colour. It's coming to the end of the thread. See that, because that was so stiff, that's where you need, or you should really have a thimble on. But I like that this has come round like that. I'm not sure what else I want to have going on, but this still hasn't been incorporated enough into this. It's just literally just now, just there at the moment. So there's still work that I need to do. I think I might be able to get one more French knot just there, maybe at a push. Just do 4. Yeah. Oh, got it through. And then I'll just knot it. And cut it off there. And I always save these bits because they can then be used in other projects. And I just put them, there's a bag here with them all in, so I'll just put them all in there and they can be used as other things. So that's how it looks at the moment. And let me see if I've got the beads. I have got the beads, let me just see. Is it these ones? I think it's these ones. So I have quite a large selection of beads, and it's these particular ones. See, they maybe come in a bit. Come in. So they don't look too bad. I mean, they're a bit brighter than this, or I can see, you can go either way. You can get like there's a pale blue there, but maybe not. Anyway, so I'm not going to be doing the beading now, so let me just take those off. Gather them there, you can see they're just like, they're seed beads. So yeah, there's a debate. There is a debate as to whether to incorporate them in there or just do some more French knots. But yeah, as I say, so this particular one is just literally, you know, I do some more on it, I don't necessarily finish it, and it's like a distraction piece, because there are others before this that have got additional things that they need to get them onto the next stage, and I really just wanted to play with this and see how it was when I used it to stitch through the fabric. So I know that it's quite strong, even though I've just taken a strand. It's quite strong, so it doesn't break easily, and you know, it's as strong as the embroidery thread. And then I've got larger pieces of the fabric that if I wanted to work on, or if I wanted to use this as a backing, actually it wouldn't be too bad. It's quite a nice, quite a thick material, so that's something that I can maybe consider. And because now I've also got the threads, you get there's more of a connection with the piece, and I do like this green. But looking at this, I do want to have a contrasting colour and some different stitches. It's puckered slightly because it's got a kind of a I don't know what this is called. I'm not used to all the fabric terms, but it's a different type of material. It's a softer material that I just wanted to add some extra kind of dimension when you sew, and that's what I'm kind of getting with this. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with, now that I know that I can that this screen, I'd only recently got it, that I can use it, and it may turn up in other projects in terms of the threads. The threads may turn up in other projects, and yeah, they're really nice to work with. And the beads, they're not as teal coloured as I thought they were. So I'm not sure that they will work, but maybe I will just do the particular, different stitches in here. I'd like to do some bugle stitches maybe as well, which are kind of a long... Should I try? No, I don't want to try right now. But yeah, along here, just to get maybe along here, and then some other contrasting stitches. And I might even do another kind of row of the French knots, just to give this more of a curve there, like that, and then add some maybe down here, or add some of the green thread stitched down here. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope that you found that useful, and it is, the main thing is about finding fabrics that you can maybe use some of the thread from the fabric. So this one, frays, is that kind of material that frays, so you're going to have to find that kind of material that frays, that you can maybe, you know, fray it and use the threads from it into your project. But this I'm going to put away, and then I guess in another video I'll show you some of the pieces that I'm working on that need to be finished. Alright, take care for now, stay blessed and be a blessing.